Hello Lakers fan, if you are one of those who are always up to date with the news about our Lakers, then you need to stay tuned to what is coming up on our Lakers news channel. I am preparing exclusive coverage on the possible signings of Lakers, and what I can tell you is that rumors are catching fire on social media, and if you don't want to miss any information, stay tuned. We have exclusive news every day. If you are a true Lakers and don't want to be left out of the news, be sure to subscribe. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Let's go to the video. Luka Doncic eyes future in sports ownership while gearing up for his best season yet. Luka Doncic, the Los Angeles Lakers superstar, is heading into what could be the best season of his career, and it's not just because of what he's doing on the court. After an early playoff exit gave him an extended off-season, Doncic used the rare downtime wisely, dedicating himself to improving his conditioning and nutrition. The results are already showing. He looked leaner, quicker, and more explosive while leading the underdog Slovenian national team through a spirited Eurobasket 2025 run. Slovenia pulled off a surprise win over Italy in the round of 16 before falling to eventual gold medalists Germany in the quarterfinals, but not without Doncic putting up a serious fight. Now, with training camp around the corner, Luka seems locked in both physically and mentally. There's a growing sense of optimism around the Lakers' 2025-26 campaign, and much of it starts with Doncic's renewed focus and leadership. But while his game is evolving, so are his ambitions off the court. In a recent interview with the Wall Street Journal's Jason Gay, Doncic shared a glimpse into his long-term vision, and it includes one day owning a professional sports team. "It's something I'm really interested in," he said, with unmistakable passion. Much like his Lakers teammate LeBron James, who's become a model of both elite athletic longevity and business acumen, Doncic is already thinking about life after basketball. And his aspirations go beyond just owning a basketball franchise. He's open to other sports, too, showing a broader curiosity for the business side of the game. Fortunately for Luka, he's in the perfect environment to learn. LeBron holds stakes in global sports giants like the Boston Red Sox, Liverpool FC, and the Pittsburgh Penguins through Fenway Sports Group, and has been vocal about his desire to one day own an NBA team. Meanwhile, new Lakers majority owner Mark Walter has built a championship pedigree as principal owner of the Los Angeles Dodgers and now brings that same winning mentality to the Lakers organization. Doncic and James are reportedly enthusiastic about the ownership transition, and it's easy to see why. With Walter's proven track record, the Lakers are poised to enter a new era, both on and off the court. For now, though, Luka's primary focus remains clear, bringing another championship to Los Angeles. But if there's one thing we've learned about him, it's that he's always thinking a few steps ahead, both as a player and a future mogul in the making. While Doncic's interest in sports ownership might seem like a distant goal, those close to the Lakers organization suggest it's a path he's already begun exploring more seriously. Sources say Doncic has had multiple conversations with individuals in the ownership and executive ranks, both within and beyond the NBA, expressing curiosity not just about investing, but about the operational side of running a team. It's a move that has sparked intrigue around the league. Several executives and analysts have noted how rare it is for a player so early in his career to show such a developed interest in the business of sports ownership. Unlike many athletes who begin to explore these avenues closer to retirement, Doncic appears intent on learning as much as he can now, while still in his prime. That ambition may be influenced by his surroundings. With LeBron James continuing to build an empire both on and off the court, and Mark Walter now taking over majority control of the Lakers, Doncic finds himself surrounded by individuals with deep experience in elite-level sports operations and finance. The environment in Los Angeles could serve as the perfect incubator for this next stage of his evolution. Internally, the Lakers have reportedly welcomed Doncic's curiosity. Team insiders say new ownership views player interest in broader organizational roles as a positive, especially when it comes from someone as committed and thoughtful as Doncic. There's also a belief that this type of mindset could translate into stronger leadership on the court, as players who understand the business side of a franchise often develop a more holistic view of team success. The announcement of Mark Walter's acquisition of a majority stake in the Lakers came as a shock to many in the league, especially given the Buss family's long-standing resistance to selling. However, early reactions from both players and executives have been largely positive. Walter's track record with the Dodgers, a franchise he helped turn into a consistent contender, speaks volumes, and there's hope he can bring similar long-term structure and sustainability to the Lakers. Doncic and James, according to league insiders, were not only supportive of the ownership change but also engaged during the transition. Their enthusiasm is being read as a signal that both stars are aligned with the Lakers' long-term vision, a rare and valuable alignment in today's NBA. For Doncic, This alignment could offer something deeper than just a title run. It could be the beginning of a legacy that transcends basketball, a legacy that includes front office influence, strategic insight, and eventually, ownership itself. As the 2025-26 season approaches, all eyes will be on how Doncic channels his sharpened focus into performance. But quietly, behind the scenes, the foundation may already be forming for what comes next, not just for his career, but for the business of sports itself. Luka Doncic opens up about the culture shock of moving to Los Angeles. It'll always feel a little strange. You can take the man out of Texas, but you can't take Texas out of the man. When Luka Doncic was traded to the Los Angeles Lakers in a blockbuster move last February, it sent shockwaves through the NBA. After 6.5 incredible seasons with the Dallas Mavericks, a team and city where his name had become iconic, Doncic suddenly found himself starting over on the West Coast. Fans in Dallas were stunned. But maybe no one felt the shock more than Luka himself. In a candid interview with the Wall Street Journal, the Slovenian star didn't hold back as he described the emotional whirlwind of leaving the only NBA home he'd ever known. "I didn't know how to react. I didn't know what to say or how to act," Doncic admitted. "It was a huge shock. Dallas felt like home. I had close friends there. The fans always supported me. I didn't want to upset the people in Dallas, but I also didn't want to let down Lakers fans either." The trade marked a turning point in Doncic's career, and in his life. Yet despite the emotional toll, he hasn't missed a beat on the court. In the first half of the season with the Lakers, he's averaged a stellar 28.2 points, 8.1 rebounds, and 7.5 assists per game, immediately proving he can thrive in the purple and gold. Still, the adjustment to life in Los Angeles hasn't come without its challenges. "I'm not sure I'll ever fully get used to it," he said. "I think it'll always feel strange in some way. I don't know if there will ever be full closure." But despite the lingering discomfort, Doncic is choosing to embrace the moment. He's leaning into the uncertainty, seeing it not as a setback, but as a fresh start. "It's definitely a new beginning," he said, "and I'm trying to enjoy it." Doncic's honesty about the emotional toll of the trade has resonated with fans and players alike. In a league where transactions are often treated like business deals and little more, hearing a superstar speak so openly about the personal cost struck a chord. Several former teammates from Dallas, including longtime friend Maxi Kleber, expressed public support for Doncic after the interview. "It's tough seeing him go through that," Kleber said during a post-game press conference. "But I know Luka. He's going to find his rhythm anywhere. He just needs time." The Mavericks organization, though caught off guard by how quickly things unraveled, also responded with class. Team owner Nico Harrison issued a statement shortly after the trade, thanking Doncic for everything he gave the city, on and off the court. Behind closed doors, many within the Mavericks franchise admitted it was hard to picture the team without him, both emotionally and strategically. In Los Angeles, reactions have been mixed. While Lakers fans are thrilled to have a generational talent leading their team, some are still adjusting to what his arrival means for the franchise's identity. After years of being built around LeBron James, this sudden handoff, even if unofficial, has left many wondering what's next. Doncic, for his part, has shown respect for the transition. He's spoken openly about his admiration for LeBron and his desire to learn from him, both on the court and off. The two have built what appears to be a strong working relationship, with several viral moments of them talking strategy mid-game or sharing quiet laughs during warm-ups. But even as Doncic grows into his new role, the sense of displacement lingers. He's often said that Los Angeles still feels like a different world compared to the slower, more grounded lifestyle he grew used to in Dallas. From traffic and media attention to the sheer pressure of playing for one of the league's most scrutinized franchises, there's little doubt he's had to adapt quickly. And yet, amid the chaos, he's found focus. Teammates describe him as more locked in than ever, quieter, more serious in practice, but still maintaining that fiery competitiveness that's defined him since his early days in Madrid. Assistant coaches have even noted how often he's staying late after training sessions, working on finer details of his game that rarely drew his attention before. Whether it's a coping mechanism or part of his personal evolution, one thing is clear: Luka Doncic is not just playing for wins, he's playing to prove something, perhaps even to himself. What he's trying to prove, only he truly knows. But one thing is certain: this next chapter in his career won't just define his legacy, it may redefine what it means to start over at the top. Luka Doncic draws MVP praise from Hall of Famer. He has a real shot this season. It didn't take long for Luka Doncic to make his presence felt in Los Angeles. Since arriving via high-profile trade from Dallas, the Lakers star has done more than just live up to expectations. He's reignited the hope of championship basketball in LA. And now, one NBA Hall of Famer believes this could be the year Doncic rises all the way to the top. In a recent interview with Matt Moore of the Action Network, former All-Star point guard and Hall of Famer Tim Hardaway didn't hesitate when asked who he sees as the front-runner for this season's MVP. "I'm going with Luka Doncic," Hardaway said confidently. "If he has a really, really good year, like he usually does, and the Lakers finish among the top seeds, somewhere between 1 and 4, I think he's got a very strong chance at winning it. Honestly, he probably should have won it a couple years ago." It's hard to argue. Doncic has already proven himself to be one of the most complete offensive players in the game. He can score from anywhere, the rim, mid-range, beyond the arc, and is among the league's most gifted playmakers. His ability to read the game, control tempo, and create for teammates sets him apart in a league loaded with talent. In his first stretch with the Lakers, Doncic averaged 28.2 points, 8.1 rebounds, and 7.5 assists per game while shooting an efficient 43.8% from the field and 37.9% from three. These are elite numbers by any standard, and even more impressive given the adjustment period that comes with joining a new franchise. Still, Hardaway didn't just hand out praise. As high as he is on Doncic's MVP potential, he also emphasized where the 26-year-old still needs to grow: defense. "This isn't Europe. This is the NBA," Hardaway said. "You still have to stay in front of guys. They're going to go at you. Just because you've lost weight doesn't mean they believe you can defend now." It's a fair critique, and one that Doncic has acknowledged in the past. Conditioning has long been a talking point around his game, and while he showed up to the Lakers leaner and more agile, effort on the defensive end remains a key area for development. To truly join the ranks of all-time greats, not just as a scorer, but as a leader, Doncic will have to show that he can lock in on both ends of the floor, especially in the postseason. For now, though, he's trending in the right direction. Those close to the team say his focus this year has sharpened, and that he's taking a more serious approach to the mental and physical demands of being the guy in a city that demands greatness. And if he continues at this level, or even takes another step forward, the MVP award might not just be a possibility. It might become inevitable. Hardaway's remarks have since stirred conversation across NBA circles, not only about Doncic's MVP chances, but also about what kind of legacy he's building in Los Angeles. For a player who once seemed inseparable from the Dallas Mavericks, Doncic's swift impact in a Lakers jersey has shifted the narrative. No longer just a franchise player, he's now being seen as a potential face of the league. Inside the Lakers locker room, teammates have noticed a shift in his demeanor. Several players, speaking anonymously, said Doncic has brought a sharper intensity to practices and film sessions this season. While he's still known for his calm and composed style, he's reportedly become more vocal behind closed doors, holding teammates accountable and challenging himself to lead with more presence. "He knows this is his moment," said a team source familiar with the situation. "He's aware of the expectations, and he's not running from them." That awareness may also explain his renewed commitment to conditioning and defense, two areas critics have often pointed to as weak spots in his otherwise elite game. This season, Doncic appears quicker laterally, more disciplined in pick-and-roll coverage, and visibly more engaged off the ball. While he may never be a lockdown defender, the effort shift is being noticed. Still, the MVP conversation is never just about stats, it's about narrative. And Doncic has a compelling one. A mid-season blockbuster trade, a transition to the most high-profile franchise in basketball, the weight of following LeBron James, and now the challenge of proving he can lead a team through both pressure and expectation. Voters, historically, respond to stories like this, when elite performance is paired with personal and professional evolution. The league has taken notice. Coaches, executives, and players around the NBA have begun to speak more openly about Doncic not just as a star, but as the player to watch this season. There's a growing sense that if the Lakers continue their upward trend in the standings, and Doncic maintains this level of play, the MVP race could quickly shift in his favor. But Doncic himself hasn't addressed the award talk much. When asked about Hardaway's prediction, he gave a short, measured response. "It's an honor to hear that from someone like him. But I'm focused on helping this team win. That's all that matters." That focus might be the very thing that separates him now, not just talent, but maturity. Luka Doncic has always had the skills. But in this chapter of his career, he seems to be chasing something more: validation, leadership, and maybe, finally, the recognition that has eluded him, not because he wasn't good enough, but because the timing just hadn't been right. This year, that timing might finally be on his side. Rob Pelinka compares Luka Doncic to a magician. Luka Doncic, the new star of the Los Angeles Lakers, isn't just a great basketball player, he's a one-of-a-kind talent. He can score from anywhere on the court, handle the ball like a guard, shift speeds effortlessly, and use his body with incredible control to get exactly where he wants. Combine that with his elite court vision and sky-high basketball IQ, and there's truly nothing Luka can't do with a basketball in his hands. Game after game, he delivers moments that make you blink twice, like a no-look pass that somehow threads the needle or a wild-angled shot that defies the laws of physics. Watching him feels less like basketball and more like witnessing a magic trick. Lakers GM Rob Pelinka seems to agree. In an interview with the Wall Street Journal's Jason Gay, Pelinka had this to say: "I compare his skill set to that of a magician. You almost have to be in the arena to fully appreciate what Luka is doing out there. There are always a few moments every game where you just think, did that really just happen?" And that's exactly why Luka is such a fan favorite. He doesn't just play the game, he puts on a show. Even for someone like Pelinka, who played Division I basketball himself, what Luka does on the court is nothing short of jaw-dropping. Unlike many of today's stars, Doncic doesn't rely on elite athleticism to dominate. He's not blowing past defenders with pure speed or leaping over them with raw power. He relies on feel, timing, and elite skill, and he's got plenty of all three. The Lakers got a taste of that magic when they acquired him last season, but now, after a full off-season to settle in, Luka's ready to unleash his full potential in his first complete season wearing the purple and gold. LeBron James calls Luka Doncic a basketball savant. Luka's brilliance hasn't gone unnoticed by his teammates either. LeBron James, a future Hall of Famer and one of the greatest to ever play, has nothing but praise for his new backcourt partner. LeBron has repeatedly highlighted Luka's mind for the game, calling him a true basketball genius. When a player like LeBron, who's seen and done it all, speaks that highly of someone, you know they're special. Luka Doncic and the changing identity of the Lakers. Since Luka Doncic's arrival in Los Angeles, both he and the Lakers have entered a new phase. This off-season marked a turning point, not just for Luka's individual development, but also for how the franchise plans to move forward. He spent the summer focusing on physical conditioning and refining his already elite skills. Reports suggest he took time to step away from basketball temporarily to focus on his overall wellness, returning even sharper. A new direction, elevated expectations. The trade that brought Doncic to the Lakers was more than a roster adjustment, it signaled a shift in priorities. The franchise made it clear that their ambitions go beyond mere playoff contention. The goal is to compete for championships now. To support that vision, the Lakers restructured parts of the roster during the offseason, targeting players who could complement Luka's playing style while reinforcing areas of weakness, especially on defense and bench production. Early signs show the team adapting to Luka's presence as the primary playmaker. His ability to control tempo and manipulate defenses has allowed the Lakers to operate more efficiently in the half-court. But it has also revealed certain vulnerabilities: defensive lapses, inconsistent bench scoring, and a reliance on individual brilliance that won't always be sustainable in a deep playoff run. LeBron James and the shift in leadership. Throughout this transition, LeBron James has remained a steady presence and vocal supporter of Doncic. He's praised Luka's intelligence and on-court awareness, calling him a true student and master of the game. At the same time, LeBron has been clear that Luka's future in Los Angeles depends on his own goals and priorities. Rather than pressure him to commit long-term, LeBron has taken a step back, allowing Luka to find his own path within the organization. This dynamic has sparked conversation. Some view it as a natural passing of the torch, with LeBron moving toward the later stages of his career and Luka assuming a leadership role. Others question how the team will maintain long-term cohesion if leadership and commitment aren't clearly defined. What's at stake? Stability and future planning. Doncic has signed a long-term extension with the Lakers, which offers temporary security. But long-term success will depend heavily on how the team continues to evolve around him. Roster construction. The playoff exit last season made one thing clear: having elite talent isn't enough. Depth, defense, and role player consistency are essential. The front office now faces the challenge of creating a roster that can support Luka's strengths and cover for the team's deficiencies. Legacy building. For Luka, this chapter is about more than winning. It's about shaping his legacy in a new environment. His creative style,
honed in Europe and refined in the NBA, continues to defy convention. In Los Angeles, he has the stage to turn those skills into something enduring. Pressure and expectation. With the combination of Luka's rising star and LeBron's presence, the pressure on the Lakers has never been greater. Fans and analysts expect results quickly. There's little room for growing pains or excuses. Whether this new era leads to titles or trials, one thing is clear: the Lakers have put their trust in Luka Doncic to guide them into the future. His performances will not only shape the team's immediate fortunes, but also define how this bold transition will be remembered in the franchise's storied history.